Hello. Yeah. Hello, good morning. This is the eighth video. Eighth video of the series where I took a challenge of completing the book called The Art of Thinking Clearly, where we have 100 chapters where I cover up each chapter in every video, where it takes around 100 videos to which will eventually help me to become comfortable in front of the camera. And yeah, it's called just a challenge that I took for myself. Yeah, coming to the part, chapter 9. In our childhood, our teachers used to say a lot of things to us, of related to the subject and beyond the subject as well. Uh, but you know, there used to be some things where even we used to know as students that this guy is saying something you know ridiculous. Like there are some things that might be true. We 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 know something about that is true, but this teachers used to say something about that particular topic beyond the subject and think that assume that that is true, and most of the students in the class used to believe blindly about it. And there used to be some children, some students, one or two students around in the class where he or she knows that this might be wrong, but even them, they don't ask questions. There will be only one guy, some random kid who, with mad with his foolishness, may ask the question that they question their teacher's authority, teacher's questions without fear. But most of them used to get fear and they used to not ask questions. They don't ask questions, and we and me as well, and many of them like me used to be. Hey, maybe find many of us like us similar, who don't ask questions, who even have wanted to ask questions, but because of the pressure of the students that we are having, I mean the friends that we have in our class, or because of the teacher, we may get stopped. We might have been stopped at that particular time. So coming to the point, this is whatever we face that is called as an authority bias, where authority bias is nothing but we don't question, we just believe blindly whoever the person has authority says something, and we believe that blindly without questioning it. So that is called an authority bias. So we have a good quite examples for this as well. Uh, back in the time where captains of the flight were considered as a king of the flight, because he as a captain, he never used to listen to anyone in the flight. Like they, if you are a captain, then you everyone gonna bow to you. Even the vice captain on in the flight, even if he sees something misalignment in the systems or misalignment in the process, he don't dare to say that in front of the captain, because the respect that he has for the captain might stop him to say that to the captain. That has costed a lot of price for the airlines. A lot of crashes were happened, a lot of mistakes were happened because of that. A lot of cost has been paid by the price by the airlines. So from that day, almost every airline company in the world around the globe has introduced a system called CRM, which is called as Crew Resource Management. So the Crew Resource Management is used by the crew in the flight, where they have that clear communication and the quick communication between the crew itself. So that helped a lot uh, airline companies to save up a lot of costs and a lot of mistakes, saved up from a lot of mistakes to happen. And the second example is from the late in 1900s. Doctors were considered as, you know, authority people. Even today we consider it, but back in the time they were considered as most authoritative people. But the doctors, because of when the doctors used to say this patients to admit in the hospitals and take treatments by them, that worsened the situation of the patients more high. Because at the time, back in the time, though, in the hospitals the hygienes were not good, and the hospitality, the equipment, the people who are educated were not that much high. So because of that, the illness of the patient has been increased a lot, because listening to the doctors. And we have one more third example as well from recent times. In 2008, there was a biggest financial bubble broken out, and financial hardships were took that time. Financial crisis were took uh, that time. So almost according to the book, there were around 1 million economists around the globe, but there were almost 99.98% people never able to predict the economic collapse, even though the economists were considered as the brightest people in the world. But even that much percentage of majority of the economists never able to identify the economic collapse at the time. So here comes the lesson that uh, whenever we take a decision, just think where which authority is influencing us. Is there any authorities influencing us, or we are taking the decision by our own understanding? If there is any authority influencing us, we will get to know that and just question those things. We'll get to know that what's influencing your decision. The video got out. The video got turned off. I turned it off. I turned it on again. So basically, what I was trying to say was that uh, whenever we take a decision, make sure that what's influencing us, is there any authority that is influencing us? So question it. Whatever it's influencing us to take a decision, question your own thoughts. In the last chapter we discussed the confirming bias, where we say that our mind tries to take the only information that supports our own beliefs, our own stored notions. So every chapter is pre-linked. So maybe I believe that something interesting we're gonna learn in this entire series, especially for me. uh, yeah, so that's what question the things, whatever the decision, before any decision that you want to take. And if we summarize the entire chapter, the chapter is about the authority bias. Authority bias is nothing but we tend to believe the people who have authority, whatever they say, as a true. The experts, so-called experts, or whoever the authority person about them who has the power, we tend to believe that if they say something, they will say true. They will be saying right, but we never try to dare to question them. So that's where the realization comes. That's where your intelligence comes to the play. So question the things. Whoever, no matter who says it, no matter even you itself says it, no matter your own brain says it, no matter your own mind says this, no matter whatever it is, doesn't matter. Question it. And you question the things, you have to stay with the questions. It doesn't mean that you're gonna get answers quickly. Stay with the question, understand it, understand the situations, try to get information regarding it, and one day, I believe, and I say with the belief, the faith that I have, that you're gonna get the answer someday. So that's it. That's it for the day, guys. So we have completed chapter 9. Yeah, I'm getting sleep, but yeah, fine. I have somehow completed the video. It's almost, I guess, 15 minutes. Thank you. Bye bye. We'll meet tomorrow.